So good day guys. So right now we will talk about the two annexes, the Marpol Annex 5 and Marpol Annex 6. So let's start. So first we will talk about the Marpol Annex 5. So Marpol Annex 5 talks about regulation for prevention of pollution by garbage from ships. So that is the Marpol Annex 5. So what is this Marpol Annex 5? So Marpol Annex 5 aims to eliminate and reduce the amount of garbage being dumped into the sea from ships. So in terms include all kinds of food, domestic and operational waste that are likely to be disposed of during the normal operation of the ship. As we know, garbages is very dangerous in our marine lives because it is one of our source of food and it can damage the coral reefs and it can kill the fishes. And now, Marpol Annex 5 were adopted by resolution of MEPC 201 or 62, which entered into force in 1 January 2013. The revised Annex 5 prohibits the discharge of all garbage into the sea, except as provided otherwise. For example, Annex 5 totally prohibits of the disposal of plastics anywhere into the sea and severely restricts the discharges of other garbage from ships in coastal waters and special areas. So the special areas established in Annex 5 are the Mediterranean Sea, the Baltic Sea, the Black Sea, the Red Sea, the Gulf Sea, the North Sea, the wilder Caribbean region, and Antarctic Sea. That's the special areas established under Annex 5. So these are areas which have particular problems because of heavy maritime traffic or low water exchange caused by the landlocked nature of the sea concerned. So ships garbage from ships can be just as deadly to marine life as I say that marine life as oil or chemicals. It is very deadly. It is like oil or chemicals. Although many items can be degraded by the sea, the process can take more than a few months or year. For example, a plastic bottle can take centuries to dissolve at sea. That's why it's very dangerous and it is not healthy for the coral reefs, the sea itself, and the fishes or the living creatures underneath the sea. It can kill them. So that's for Annex 5. And now we'll talk about the Annex 6. So the Marpol Annex 6 talks about the Convention for Prevention of Air Pollution from Ships. So the Marpol Annex 6 treaty is the main international addressing air pollution prevention requirements from ships. It was implemented in the United States through the Act to Prevent Pollution from Ships. So why it is important to prevent air pollution? So air pollution is very dangerous because it can damage the ozone layer. So what is ozone layer? Ozone layer protects us from any radiation from the sun or direct radiation from the sun. So if we are directed to the radiation of the sun, it can cause like skin cancer, or it can damage the trees because the radiation of the sun, it can burn the trees, or it can cause forest fire, or the water or the ice in the Antarctic Ocean will be melt quickly, or we will be dehydrated quickly because of the radiation of the sun. And that's why we need to protect the ozone layer. So in order to protect it, we must minimize the exhaust gas coming from the smoke in the ship, coming from the ship, or the smoke that is the exhaust gas. So we need to minimize it or put some gas that is eco-friendly, so that the ozone layer will not get damaged. Because as we know, ozone layer gets thinner over time because there are many smoke or cars and ships and any kind of vessel that produces smoke. So that's why we need to minimize in order for the ozone layer to heal and to be back, so that we are protected from the radiation of the sun. That's why it is very important to implement this Marpol Annex 6. 6 must limit on NOx emissions from marine diesel engines with a power output of more than 130 kilowatts. The standards apply to both main propulsion and auxiliary engines and require the engines to be operated conformance with the Annex 6 NOx emission limits. So limits on the sulfur content of marine fuels, in order to minimize the gas that causes to damage the ozone layer. So that's all for the Annex 6. So the Annex 5 and Annex 6, I hope you understand the two annexes, and thank you for listening. God bless.